let's see here. I've got a few, technical issues I have to do. It's all the good fun things when it's, I'm my own producer. Alrighty, let's see here. I think we're good to roll. I'm going to try to catch live chats as they come in. I can't promise much. It is what it is. So I haven't had much on my channel lately just because I haven't been, I've been in the studio, but I've been actually playing in the studio. So I've been cleaning, and so it's usually one of those. I'm not a huge fan of a clean studio. I mean, I should be, but I'm not. I tend to create in the mesk. I tend to pull things from said mesk and go from there. So, I'm gonna wait for a little bit to see if anybody hops on. Otherwise, I will just do a quick studio tour. I added some things since the last time I did it. So while I was cleaning, I had found I like different types of things. So if you're hopping on, say hi. I like things at my fingertips. I've always liked things at my fingertips. It's just kind of how I create. If I can see it, hi Tina. If I can see it, I am more likely to use it. So I do have some stuff tucked away, but it's just really not my favorite thing because I just don't see it. I'm not going to use it as much. I do keep, like my spray stains and my distress oxide sprays are kind of tucked away because if I'm going to pull them out, it's it's gonna be a mess anyway. So yeah, see, you're the same way. So and my gel, so my cupboards are full, but it's usually all accessible. I might have overflow in the pantry. It actually used to be. So we live in an old farmhouse. I'll give you a little bit of background. So we live in an old farmhouse. It was built in 1916, and it's been, I think, my husband's aunt and uncle used to own it before the guy that took it after them. And so they remodeled, like the kitchen got remodeled. This room got remodeled because this used to be grandma and grandpa's. So my husband's grandma and grandpa used to live here. So it used to be grandma and grandpa's bedroom, but it's not like, I think the width is different than what it was back then. I don't know, I haven't ever seen any of the old photos. They opened the staircase up. There used to be a door on the stairway, and they moved bathrooms and stuff in the living room. But they went and switched the kitchen plan. It's not like it used to be the old country kitchen, which I adore and love because they're huge and the table's in the middle, and it's like, I don't know, they put a peninsula in it, and so it's kind of like separated. But they also took out the warm porch, which is on the south side, and then the north porch, which is kind of like the colder porch, is now my pantry slash craft space overflow. So all the things, I do everything. So I actually have a second studio in, in the basement that has, my sewing machine is down there now because it was upstairs, but I never used it up there. So my sewing machine is down there now, but then all my paint stuff is down there. I don't really sew. I have a sewing machine to do repairs because my kids think I can sew. I can't sew. I can sew in patches. That's about it, and it's not going to be great. So, all right, well, we'll get started. Where to start? So, I know I said back in January that I'd show you my storage for my 640-ish. Well, it's more than that. Ohuhu markers. I have the Oahu, or no, the Honolulu ones are all here, and the Oahu ones are all there. The middle is kind of a mix of both. So I tried to keep, let me see if I can zoom it in a little bit. Well, we'll see. It doesn't really matter. I did them in number order. I don't know if I love them in number order. It works out okay though, for the most part, as long as I don't have everything pulled. So I'm getting better about making sure I put put everything back. I don't have everything out like all at once because I would get really bad and I'd be working from one project to the next and I'd switch my color palettes. And then I would have like 150 markers out and not put away. So I'm better about that because I have to be, because the number order on the new numbering is not like the old ones. So I used to have, my old ones are up here, which is the old, I think the 200 set is right there. The new 320 set is down there, and then it stretches out over there. I'm trying to use the older ones before I get into the newer ones if I can, or when I can, just to kind of use up those markers, because, you know, I don't want them to go to waste. It's, you know, it happens. So yeah, there's probably what, okay, 800 plus markers here. I don't have options. None at all. So, but the old number system was 1, 2, 3, so it was easy when I had 150 of them pulled. So now I've been trying to get a little bit better because, yeah, otherwise I have to break out my charts to figure out where markers go in the thing. But so that's kind of marker storage. I kept the brown tones of the new ones are here along with all the gray tones. Kind of how it worked. So the old system I did, it's actually racking from, I think, the mesh that goes on top of fish tanks. It fit, like, you know, I just looked for size. So the other thing you could use is the ceiling tiles with the holes in them for the lights, I think. I'd bought them, I wanted to use them, but they didn't work with my Copics the greatest because that's what I was using at the time. And they weren't, I don't know, they were kind of a little small for the Copics, or it was a really tight fit. And just how I was going to use it, it wasn't going to work. So I didn't end up going that route. I found these, it's about the same as the little tiles. I didn't have to cut anything though, so that was an added bonus. But they don't fit my Copics in it, and they don't fit the circle Honolulu variety in. So for these, I ended up going with no, it's, well, that's what the store is in Minnesota. So Stampin' Storage or something like that. I can list it down below if anyone's interested. But is it Create and Crop and Create? I don't remember. It's the storage one. It's a bigger name in the industry because they do the stamp pad holders and all of the other stuff. So I kind of just collect things over time. My studios come together in like 25-ish years, I would say. You know, I went from a green tote to, you know, all of it. Our old house used to have an open, half a basement was open, and I used to have half a basement as my play area. I wish I had half a basement as my play area now. Anyways, so I did end up splurging and buying the bigger one just because I knew it was quality product. It's what I have for my horizontal paper storage, and I really kind of like it that way. So, you know, my distress oxides are all in, it's actually a metal shelf that my bonus mom picked me up when her and my dad were out the one year, and so it fits them perfectly, and I was mad that I can't find another one because it's gorgeous. It's that galvanized metal old look that I love, and so yeah. And then over behind me is all of my, I guess, most of my close to my heart inks. So all of my close to my heart inks are along the wall, and those are just in old close to my heart storage. They used to have like a spindle turning thing. I just didn't like the table. I actually have a huge tabletop one downstairs that I hate just because it takes up so much room. When I was down at the other place in the basement and I had the whole basement, it didn't matter. And so it just kind of, you know, you work with what you have. So I try not to spend a lot on storage stuff because ultimately it's just going to house it. And like those ones are black, but they're full, so you can't see them, so you just get the rainbow color. I try to do everything in Roy G. Biv. My hoo-hoos are kind of in a different order of Roy G. Biv just because of how the reds and the purples kind of cross, and so I kind of split my Roy G. Biv differently. And yeah, so then the rest of my inks are over there. Just an old, I think it's a cassette storage rack right there. Worked. And then from Hobby Lobby, they had like the little box shelf thingy. So that kind of holds my quarter sheet papers. So my, you know, so it's at the ready. So all of my heavy stock that's cut down is in there. All of my Express It that's cut down in there. I tend to usually do my Express It quarter sheets when I stamp out images anyways, and so I just have a bunch cut and it's in there and it's easy to grab, and so it saves me time in the long run. You know, it takes time to do it, but it's nice to have when it's there. So let's see. The other stuff, the clear racking. So let's move you a little bit. I'm gonna have to. Sorry for the wobble. Let's see if I can move it up a little bit. Okay. So the clear racking it's nail polish holder racking. So these ones are kind of like individual racking. So you do each one separately on the wall, which really sucks for holes. Yeah, we can dance. So it kind of holds them separately. It's, you know, you can adjust the height that way. I kind of like it for that reason. I don't like the fact that it's a lot more holes in my wall, but as long as my husband doesn't find this video, we're good, because he doesn't understand that there's that many more holes in his wall. So I do like the full one that has my alcohol inks on it, but it's not tall enough for some of the spray bottle type things or the Bruised Mineral aqua pigments. So I have most of my aqua pigments are in a drawer just because I don't use them a lot. It would probably be one of those things I wouldn't do again if I did it. I would stick with just dry watercolor or my distress reinkers, because I love my distress reinkers for watercoloring. And so, but I do love Bruised Minerals aqua pigments frost, because they're that mica speckly fleckly loveliness, right? So it is what it is. So, and if you saw the beginning picture, I took that one on I think Thursday, and so Friday my new storage came in. So I have a love of keeping my most used stuff all like there. I don't want to dig through my binders to find this, that, and the other stuff. So I used to just have like my rectangle, like my stitched rectangles used to be up here, my circles and stuff. It was just, I have a lot more that I like to use that I don't have, or don't have out in the open. And so I ended up finding the flip file. It's, you know, it's been on my list for a while. I wasn't sure if I was going to love it. So far, I like it. So I have my flip file now has, and I did a little bit of research before I, you know, because they're not cheap. I think it ended up being about $50 for the flip file thing. It works well, and I'm hoping it continues to work well. Strong enough magnets is probably, you know, I bought a magnet set. I wish it would have been a little bit stronger, but it is what it is. Like, you know, I have one set that's amazing, but I don't remember where I got them. I'm sure I bought them on Amazon. I just don't know, you know, which ones they were, but they were the huge ones. I think I might have actually bought them from a magnet site, like for car magnets. That's probably what I did. And yeah. So for these, I kind of did the stronger magnet. I think I had enough to do 2 sheets with the really stronger magnets. So the dies that kind of bend and fold, that's the only disadvantage with this one, is they don't always stick on there. So I did a stronger one on this one. So all of my ones for like not labels, but like sentiment strips, those types of things are all going to be on that front one. And they just pop off, you know, I pull them off fast, no big deal. It just kind of works in that respect. I didn't do anything on the back side. I don't want them to like stick together, I guess. So my rectangles, my circles, mini slim lines. And so for these, I just put another magnet on top to kind of hold them down because they were kind of warped a little bit. The big slim lines, some new ones, and then I have some open ones yet. And then for the back right now, I have the inside, the out of the box slimline dies, and then of course the platform pop-up on the back side, because on the first one I could do the back side because nothing is going to hit it. So those are kind of nice to get them out of the way, and that it's working. You know, I've used them today. It's working today. The rest of my dies are all housed mostly in like my slimline dies that you get you know, the stuff that's standalone. So I try to keep everything that goes with a specific set with that specific set in. They're kind of the Avery L sheet, or, you know, holders. I don't know, the acetate holders or the little envelopes. You can get them from clear bags for way cheaper, and so that's usually what I do. I might have ordered myself a case of 500 from Discount something because they were way cheaper in bulk, and I think I paid, you know, $40 for 500 of them. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It is what it is. It's, you know, when you're going with storage and you know you're going to use a lot of something, sometimes it's just cheaper to bite the bullet and buy bigger quantity, especially if it's something that you know you like. So most of my standalones are out there. Of course, a lot of it is Lawn Fawn because that's my current obsession. I'm hoping it stays to be Lawn Fawn because I can't switch brands at this point. And so all of the, you know, I have them all labeled: standalone dies, basic shapes, those types of things. The build a house sets, the scene building ones kind of have my full panel dies in it. And then I still have a few that need to get sorted and put away. That's kind of how that one rolls. So I'm going to pop you down. So I'm sorry. Maybe I will pop you down. Okay. So I'm going to, let's see here. So for paper storage, I have, that one is from the same place that my marker storage came from. And that houses all of my, so I have, because I used to consult for Close to My Heart, or I used to buy for most of my heart, for Close to My Heart. So I was a consultant only, so I could get the discount. But so all of my colored cardstock is in there. Some of my specialty cardstock is up towards the top. And that's just an old puzzle holder thing that I made racks for, like wood racking for. It works really well for that. Let's see. And then more storage of just embellishments and stuff. That's kind of, you know, how I roll. That one is, you know, one of those super old ones. So I had a custom one built for down in our basement. When I had my basement studio, I had a custom one built. And so the top housed all of my Close to My Heart stamp sets. Now it's just kind of over storage for, it still has Close to My Heart stamp sets, but not as many as there used to be. And then storage for other stuff. And then, okay, when I say I might, yes, it's got the little drawers. Okay, so yeah, when I say I have a paper obsession, I might have a paper obsession. Yeah, it's not pretty. Like, you know, I've got paper for several lifetimes. It's how it rolls. Let's see here. I'll try to go this way. So I redid my racks. I know they're not going to look very pretty. So I wasn't happy with the rolly carts. I just don't feel that you can see a lot on them when you have other things that are under there. So I did end up switching and putting my 6x6 paper pads all in one rolly cart. I have one that I kind of tucked back in the back corner just because I wasn't getting the use out of it. That, you know, I was more than content to actually get rid of it, but I found a new use for it, so we'll go with that new use for right now. Yeah. Well, you know, I used to scrapbook, and so I think when you scrapbook, sorry, we're dancing again. When you scrapbook, you just kind of use a lot of paper, which I have to get back into, but. So I had a lot of paper because I'd go through a lot. You know, 2 or 3 scrapbook pages would probably eat up half a paper pack when I was a Close to My Heart consultant. So I just had a lot of paper packs. It's kind of how it goes. And now that I don't scrapbook as much, I have a lot of paper. I'll get back there again. It's, you know, it is what it is. The phone ringing. I didn't even know it worked anymore. It's gonna ring. So other than that, I did end up going with, I'm going to move you here. Well, okay, we're going to try not to fall off the ladder, and we'll go this way. So I ended up switching out my rolly carts for an actual tool cart. This one I picked up on Amazon. I think it was about $80 for the tool cart. I liked it because I could adjust the shelves a little bit. It gave me a little bit more storage options for it, and I like it. The paper towel holder is from Menards. It's magnetic and it's amazing. I've had it for a little while. Other than that, everything on that cart is kind of my color charts. These are my big stencils for kind of the gel prints, my regular stenciling for like regular card sheets, my card bases kind of get housed there. My most used tools are going to be here. So all my stamp platforms, my smaller guillotine cutter. I have my bigger one down below. I don't use it as much anymore since I've got my slider cutter again. I just had a really hard time getting straight lines with it. My foam tape adhesives, all the extra stuff. There's some room to play on that one. And then in the actual tool drawer, I went with actual tools. Go figure, right? So all of my pinchers, I do jewelry stuff once in a while too. And so my jewelry tools are in there. Some of my spatulas and stuff for gels. And then of course, like my memory keeper, crocodile stuff, my little vacuum cleaner, and you know, just tools in general. My other stuff that I usually use that is always at the ready is going to be my ink blending tools and my ink blending foams. For my foams, I actually did them. So this is an old Close to My Heart album. It was like, I don't know, it just worked. So I picked up, this is, I think it's called stencil. I have it somewhere, but it's like stencil making stuff for, you'll find it in the fabric department. It makes to make stencils for like quilting and stuff. And so it works really well. It's heavy duty, thick. And then I do just sticky Velcro on wherever. And that way I have one for each of my oxides, or as I build them, you know, I don't have one for every because I don't always do it this way, but background blending, my favorite way to do it is with the sponge dauber rounded foams. I'm slowly switching over to the rounded foams. I will work there eventually. So it's kind of neat to have. I do that one in Roy G. Biv as well. It just makes it easier to find them. My oxide brushes are in the little holder, and then of course my die ones are back in the windowsill that you can't see. I did add a curtain. It's when it comes to this time, well, this time of day is okay. The curtain kind of mutes the light enough. It's about 3 o'clock. It gets a little bit too much sometimes. So other than that, you know, that's kind of the gist of that one. Let's go over here. Maybe. I don't know how good you're going to see this one just because the light is there. So that is kind of, so if Lara is here from Ink Road Stamps, she wanted to see what my, I said I have them on display. So a lot of my favorites are up there. I ended up cleaning out a spot for, you know, all of my design team stamp sets that are coming from Ink Road, you know, because my other ones are all kind of full. But yeah, so I like things to be able to see. I do have my lawn faunas currently in the drawer. I had thought about putting it on the tool cart, but I felt it was too hard to see. So I kind of pulled that one back out. But that one houses my stamps are up top. Well, there's some Tim Holtz ideology up top, but the rest is all just stamp sets, my Express It cardstock, some, you know, I have little things in there. These kind of just house overflow stuff. And wow, we're crooked today. Okay. Oh, hello, Margot. Yeah, I love the clear containers. They're amazing. So I like pulling them. I will pull them out and, you know, so it's just basically that storage option. So this one kind of houses all of my pockets, leftover or like extra magnets for die cuts to put on. I think my wax seals in that one. I don't know. These two are probably the junk drawers of Jamie's crafting world. Not that I have, you know, no junk drawers. Yeah. So the other rolly cart that I'm not currently using houses my Copics. I have all my Copics stored, and then my class ahoo-hoos for class projects. So when I teach, I have to have more than my current markers. So down here is kind of my Tim Holtz drawer and such. So this is kind of the overflow. So up top I have my tailored expression stuff, of course, my favorite things, my Colorado Craft Company. I'm going to let the camera go and hope for the best. My Colorado Craft Company is up there. I'm trying to think what else. I do have one Lawn Fawn one up there that does not fit in my other drawer because I have 5 Lawn Fawn clear containers. So those are up there as well. And then my Riley and Company is way up on top. I should pull them out and play with them again. I haven't done those for quite a while, but that was like years ago that I kind of collected those. So down here is kind of, you know, odds and ends. So Hero Arts. I have like a Sweet and Sassy Stamp Company. I don't even know if are they still around? Does anyone know? I haven't ordered that. You know, I think I bought one set from them because I liked the book set. And so my Tim Holtz stuff is kind of down there. His is all here, and I think I had to start a second one, and then he's got a binder down on the bottom. You know, some of the stuff, it just needs to get gone through, and I haven't done it yet. Yeah. Kate was laughing. I'm like, I think I have like 4 totes that actually need to go through. They're like craft projects that were left behind. And so it is what it is. So I don't know if there's any other questions. I'm willing to answer. We got you all crooked. I got me all crooked here. So I guess I'm just going to be crooked. I'll just stand at an angle. Nobody will know. So are there any other questions? Let's see if I missed anything. I love Colorado Craft Company. I like their big stamp stuff. It's fun. So other than that, I don't think I have much else going on. I did, my tip for you is buying paper for card bases. I take it to my local, I think it's like, you know, or small town. So it's a local, I can't think of the name, newspaper store. The newspaper shop, and they will cut it in half for me for $5. So I just did that on Thursday. So I'm set for card classes for the next 400 cards. I should be good to go. So I don't know, anything else? So any questions? I can show you the other drawers, but they're not very clean. Yeah, it is what it is. So if anyone has any questions, otherwise I'm gonna hop out. I need to work on some more projects, maybe. I have an idea for craft roulette this week, so I'm going to try to get that one done today or tomorrow, and maybe get a video up next week. It's been, I don't know. I have a bunch now. I did a few. This was like all messy again this morning. I cleaned it Thursday. I finished it. No, Wednesday I finished it. Thursday I had card class, so I ended up like, it was wrecked. Jamie, were you ready for card class on Thursday? Yeah, at 6 o'clock when everybody came. It is what it is, right? So I have those to film probably, well, if the boys are home, I won't do it tomorrow. So probably Monday I will film my real-time card class. I'll probably do them both at the same time because the second one is a super easy card. If you see it, it's kind of like right there. So yeah, I'll probably pop on and do those Monday. I don't know when I'll get them loaded. I have to go to town to load them. Our internet is, I don't know. They're redoing the road and they're redoing the internet. So we should have fiber optic magnet sheets. So I have a couple of options. I will look them up for you. It depends what kind of magnet sheets you want. Anyways, they're redoing the road. And we are getting fiber optic this summer sometime. So before they cut them. But I have a feeling they hit the line again. And our internet is stupid slow. The last video I loaded was for this channel. It took 2 days, or a day and a half, because I didn't realize that it wasn't done loading after 3 hours. So it probably took 5 hours to load a 20-minute video. Yeah. So I will probably get them loaded for later in the week. I'm going to try to get my craft roulette one up Monday, Tuesday, and then I will try to get some more up. They just take some time. I also have some editing to do and voiceover to do. So the best place to get magnet sheets. I've had a couple of different, I mean, I've gotten some, it depends what you're using them for. The ones that I use for, let me see, there should be, no, the ones I use for my Lawn Fawn, like dies, these ones, I just picked them up on Amazon. I can list the ones that I use below. You know, because these ones are going to stay in my pocket. They're flimsier. I'm not too worried about it. I think I get the 4x6 ones. Maybe. Yeah, I think I get the 4x6 ones. I want to say I get them in the bulk pack of like 100 when I do buy them. The other ones I just picked up new ones. They're pretty good. So they were like a half sheet, or they were full sheets of paper, or full sheets. So 11.5 by 8. Is that what a sheet of paper is? I don't even know at the moment. No, 8.5 by 11. That's why my math was off when I was making that card. Never mind. Okay. I don't know why I was thinking 11.5. Probably because those ones that I put in there were 11. The ones that I cut. Squirrel. Yes, the Marietta magnets. Yes, that's the one. I use the same ones that Margot uses. Those were the ones that I picked up. They were the cheapest. I did pick up the full-size sheet ones for my new flip one, and that one, I want to say, it's from Amazon, but they weren't bad. They were fairly reasonably priced. I think it was 10 sheets for under 20 bucks, which, you know, for a big 8.5 by, and they were thicker than the 4x6 ones. Other than that, and then the other option is always the covers for, I still have some in the pack. Let me grab it. The vent cover sheets that you can get from, I think I picked these up at Menards. So Menards is, I think, a Midwest thing, but like Home Depot would probably have them. So these, I want to say, I'm not going to be able to rip them open because the plastic is probably stronger than the magnet on this thing. Don't ask. It is what it is. So this one was a 3-pack. I want to say it was about $5 for the 3-pack, which wasn't horrible. They're lighter weight, but they're bigger as well. So they're going to have, yeah. And that's kind of, yeah, the vent cover sheets, I don't think, they're kind of cheaper. They're definitely flimsier. They work for, you know, if you're going to put them in a bigger thing. But I won't use these for my flip thing. I like I think I bought a whole bunch of bulk heavy duty ones from, it was a car magnet company. And so you could get big ones, like huge ones. And so when I did that, I ordered a whole bunch because you could, you know, I probably spent like $100 to get the big magnets, but those ones are the thick, super heavy, and they will, you know, if your die is warped, it's strong enough that it's going to stick because it sticks to the side of a car and you don't have to worry about it coming off. And so I only have a few of those left. I had one that was, because I ordered the huge ones, which were like, I want to say they're about a 12-inch wide, and then they were longer. So I know I cut 2 8.5s out of them, which is 17 inches, and then I still had, so they were probably 24-inch sheets. 24 inches, so they were probably 2 feet by, I'm trying to think, they have to be about 12 to 12.5 inches, 12 inches. They're probably 12, so a foot by 2 feet. Those ones are nice and thick and sturdy. Those ones work really good for the flip file. So I don't want to have to fold and get more of those. Right now, the other ones are still working. So, but that's about it. Anything else? Otherwise, I'm going to hop off and get some stuff done. Make a mess, because that's what I do best. But other than that, that's all I have. So I figured I'd hop on, give you the quick tour. So if you were interested, you could see kind of the create space. I've added a few things, you know, it's all good. Slowly, that's kind of how I built my studio. Slowly, one piece at a time, one piece of furniture at a time. Yeah, it is what it is. So I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your Saturday, and hopefully it's nice where you are too. I should really get outside. It is what it is. All right, take care. Bye.